Hi and welcome to Fun Swedish. The preposition I, when do you use it? Do you translate it to in? Do you translate it to for? Or maybe at? The answer is yes. That's why prepositions such as I is one of the hardest things to learn in Swedish, or in any language actually. But by the end of this video, you're gonna have a better idea of how to use it in Swedish. What you're about to see is an extract for one of our video courses. So if you like it and would like to have access from 15 to 90 hours of lessons like this one, then I recommend you to click up here or in the description below, and you will get yourself a Fun Swedish video course. Now let's start with the video.
Då börjar vi. We start. Eleanor, vill du läsa i and all these sentences? Varsågod.
Jag bor i Stockholm.
Bra.
Hur länge har du varit i Sverige? I 3 år.
Perfekt.
Maten är i påsen. Hon handlar i affären. Han går i skolan.
Jättebra, perfekt. Han går i skolan. Bra. Okej, den första, Eleanor, jag bor i Stockholm. Vad betyder det? What does it mean?
I live in Stockholm.
Exactly, just like English. In, quite similar. But this is more tricky because it's a bit different than English. Eleanor, vad betyder? Hur länge har du varit i Sverige?
How long have you been in Sweden?
Exakt. And what is their answer? Like, i 3 år.
So for 3 years.
Exactly. And here's the first example of something that's very different from English. In English, you say for. Always with the question, how long? You say for 3 years. We don't say that. We say I. We say in 3 years. This is completely weird. And again, if you do this mistake and you say för, which would be like the equivalent of for, it sounds weird. I'm able to understand you, but it sounds weird. Is it if I will say, I have lived in Swedish in 3 years instead of 4. So it's things like that. But it's something to remember. Hur länge? Always when you get the question, how long? In Swedish, you need to answer I. You can also skip it. You can also just say 3 år if you want. It's also correct. As long as you don't say for eller för. That's the only thing. So this is questions we're going to practice later because they're going to ask you, hur länge har du varit i Sverige? Eller if you haven't been to Sweden, in Sweden, hur länge har du studerat svenska? How long have you been studying Swedish? I 3 månader. Eller hur länge har du jobbat på ditt jobb? How long have you worked at your job? This is things we're going to remember. Eleanor, fortsätt.
The food is in the bag.
Jättebra. Det?
She is
if
in
say,
the shop.
If I say köper instead of handlar.
So she's shopping in the shop.
Ja, jättebra.
The store.
Exakt. Handlar, it's another way to say buy. I'm sure you have heard köper before. This is to buy. Handlar maybe is a little bit more used with food actually. Food, buying food or köper can be anything. Bra. Jättebra. Yes, affären, i affären, in the store. Bra. Och sista, han går i skolan.
He goes walking into the school.
It's actually not okay. Yeah, it's true. Walking, går bra. You're correct. You're right because it's not okay.
Yeah.
But we can also say like this. Han går till skolan. What's the difference between i skolan och till skolan?
There's one kind of he goes to school as in he is of school age and therefore
Exakt, precis. Exakt.
He is going to school.
Exakt. We're using går in both cases, but yes, here is more he's a student. Han är en student. Eller han är student, precis. And if you put till, it's more like walking towards or to school. Jättebra. So just so you know that preposition. Bra jobbat. You knew the I. Very well.
Before we continue with the rest of the video, I wanted to remind you that this is a very, very small taste of what you can get if you buy one of our video courses or bundles, which you can do if you click up here or in the description below. And if you get it right now, then you can use our Black Friday discount. our biggest discount of the year, and get it with a 20% discount. Just use the code FRIDAY2022. Okay, now back to the video.
Okej, Elinor, nu ska jag fråga dig en sak. I'm gonna ask you something. Hur länge har du varit på lektionen? What do you think it means? Hur länge har du varit på svenska lektion? Yes.
Yeah. How long have you been in a Swedish class?
Yeah, precis. Här kan du välja. You can choose if you want to say 3 weeks or 10 minutes.
I 10 minuter.
Jättebra. Jättebra. I 10 minuter. Superbra. Du kan också säga 10 minuter, but don't say the English word for. Superbra. Bonnie, hur länge har du varit på svenska lektionen?
I 10 minuter.
I 10 minuter också. Ja, kan du säga. Michelle, would you try to say like for maybe a month? Kind of.
I put i ett år.
Ja, bra, perfekt. I ett år, for 1 year. Jättebra. Exakt, i ett år. If you want to say kind of, or you can say typ, kind of if you want. Typ, it's a good name. I ett år typ. Okej, vi fortsätter. Bonnie, och?
Du och jag.
Bra, exakt. Vad betyder du och jag?
You and me.
You and me, exactly. Yes, exactly. This is not preposition, it's more as binding words that connects. Easy one, but also good to know because the pronunciation, I mean, if you read this, maybe it sounds like osh, but no, it's och. But I think you already knew this. A question for you, Bonnie, en fråga. Hur uttalar svenskarna och ibland? Vad betyder det här? Uttala. I, o, ä, ö. Is how we say. This is the word. Anyone knows? Uttala, what it means?
Pronounce.
Bra, jättebra. Pronounce, precis. So the question is basically how do Swedish people pronounce och sometimes? Bra. Helt rätt, Ann. Exactly. When we speak really fast, it sounds more like an O. So if I say this like I would normally say, I would say du och jag, oh. So it's an example that we don't say always like we write it. It's written och, but I don't say och when I talk. I say oh, du och jag, you and me, du och jag. So this is also things to especially if you listen to Swedish, like people talk in Swedish, it sounds more like du och jag. It sounds like this, du och jag, when we speak really fast, because we also drop the G here in the end. Jättebra. Du och jag, you and me. Bra jobbat. Michelle, att is a tricky one.
So for att bo i Sverige på vitten är tufft or tough.
Tufft. Jättebra. Perfekt.
En bia, jag tycker att du är bra på svenska.
Jättebra. Okej, vad betyder de här meningarna?
Ja. For the first one, I had either to live in Sweden in the winter is hard or tough.
Perfect. Yeah, basically, yes. What do you say in English? Hard, like difficult with the weather, the darkness. Yes, perfect. You can translate. Tufft can be both tough or hard or difficult. Jättebra. None of you live in Sweden, but om ni kommer till Sverige, we might have many good things, men det är väldigt mörkt. It's very dark och kallt. So, so that's why some people say this. Bra, Michelle. And here, at is like to talk, to live, to, this is kind of used like in English to do something with a verb, to kind of describe the infinitive form. But at has more meanings. Om jag säger, Michelle, jag tycker att du är bra på svenska. Vad betyder det?
I said, I think that you are good at Swedish.
Perfekt. Jättebra.
Okay.
Så vad betyder att här? What does at mean in this sentence?
That.
Exactly. Bra, precis. So at is also, I can also mean that, especially when you put two words to, like, I think that you are good in Swedish. And just like English, you can take it away. You can also omit it. Like, I think you're good at Swedish. You don't need to say that. But especially when we write it, we like to have it. But this is a word you're going to see a lot. At. You see everywhere. You hear it also. So sometimes it means to talk, to eat, to buy something, or something means that to connect the sentence.
I have a question about ticker, and I don't. Is it? I don't know why I thought like tycka om is to like, but is it actually just a thing?
Okay, it's a good question. So we have tycka and we have att tycka om. That's why they were similar. This is to like. And what is tycka?
I thought it was to think. But...
It's to think, bra. But when you're talking about an opinion, because we have 3 ways of thinking in Swedish. For opinion, we might have mentioned this before, but I can say it again. So here it's more an opinion. I think that you are good. That's my opinion. Jag tycker att du är bra på svenska. So just by putting the om, it's like a super like, to like, I like, but we need the om. So that's why you heard it. Bra, perfect. Now I'm going to give you a written exercise, and you're going to do it normally if you write in the chat. So if you can, I give you like 5 minutes to write it in the chat. I want you to translate these sentences. First, I like to be with my friends. You need to use at. And then here this different. I'm going to change it. He said that he will come to the party. Maybe it makes more sense. To the party. You can translate different ways. He said that he will come, or he said that he would come, or he said that he's gonna come. It doesn't matter, but as long as you use that right at, it's okay.